Lovelock, Nevada to explore some prehistoric caves, and I'm really looking forward to doing some hiking around them and trying to find out more about the history. I read about them and found out that the Paiute Native Americans found some skeletal remains. Some sources will tell you that these were red-haired giants that were actually cannibals. And that has just been a legend that has been talked about for many generations. Now, other sources cite that they don't necessarily believe that they were giants. They think the remains were maybe only 6 foot or 6'5", and that they might have been neighboring tribes that actually warred with the Paiute Native Americans, and there was just a massacre that happened. But regardless, I'm really interested to find out for myself. Even if we don't find out the whole story, I always like a good mystery, so that's what we're going to do today.
Welcome to Lovelock, Nevada, a town rich in history and traditions. Although the town is known for couples locking in their love forever by attaching padlocks to a chain, symbolizing the permanence of their love, historically this town is more well known for something called the Lovelock Cave. If you decide to go out and explore the cave, there's a few things you should know before you go. One of those is pack plenty of water because no water is available once you arrive there. You're going to want to take sunscreen, sunglasses, and a hat, especially in summer. And if you are traveling in the warm months, you're going to want to watch and listen for snakes, as rattlesnakes are seen in this area very often. Definitely pack a flashlight for exploring the cave. Also, make sure you wear adequate walking shoes or boots, since this trail does take you on some steep and rocky terrain. The other thing to keep in mind is make sure you take only pictures and leave only footprints. We want to preserve this land for many generations to follow. Lovelock Cave was used by the Northern Paiute Native Americans. Archaeologists began excavating the cave in 1912 and continued through the 1970s.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
This is deep. 27. 24.
Yep. Good job. When I want to explore a new place, I try not to look up a lot of information about it, especially looking at pictures and photos, because I'd love to experience it for the first time myself. And I have to say that this place did not disappoint, because I was expecting like a little cave dug out in the wall, but what I didn't understand is that we were going to get to go down inside this huge cave area. It was a lot bigger than my nephew or myself was expecting, and so we had a lot of fun exploring it. I was intrigued to visit this cave not only because of the rich history that is found here, but also because of the legend around what happened. Oral tradition among the Lovelock Paiute speaks of a battle between their Paiute ancestors and the red-haired giants known as the Sayai. I really hope that I'm pronouncing that correctly. But the Sayai lived on islands in Humboldt Lake and kidnapped Paiute women and children and sometimes practiced cannibalism. According to the legend, the Paiute, finally tired of the harassment by the Sayai, decided to attack them. The Sayai took refuge in Lovelock Cave, where the Paiute defeated them by shooting flaming arrows and flinging burning sagebrush into the entrance of the cave. After this decisive battle, the Sayai departed from the area, leaving the Paiute to live in peace. Oh, should we go check it out? Wow. The small entrance that we came through when we entered the cave was actually the original entrance used by Native Americans. The current entrance that we used to go in and out of the cave was blasted open in 1911 by guano miners. And if you don't know what guano is, it's bat manure. Once we left Lovelock Cave, the nature trail will take you up and around, so you get to see a lot of really cool other areas. The rock formations were beautiful, but what I appreciated the most was just the view looking out across the valley, knowing that once not too long ago, this was all covered by water, which was known as Lake Lahontan. The lake would have played a really critical role for the Native Americans in providing them with water nearby and sources for hunting and to feed their families. Oh, and my nephew's coming in here too. It's kind of fun. It's like our own private little fort here.
There was definitely a lot. This was definitely a lot bigger.
Yeah, it was a lot bigger, I think, at one point. Right now, there's just a lot of bat poop in here with us.
There's like a lot of cracks between the rocks, so it was probably like super big.
Yeah,
before
I think
it
so.
was.
But it's nice.
tiny.
It's nice in here to get out of the wind, though, huh? Yeah. It is so windy. My hat is gonna fly off. Just coming up, there's this cool rock up here. So just headed up this mountain a little bit further. But it is so windy. Oh my gosh, I'm eating my hair. We definitely rated this trail and hike high. Not only did we get to hike on a super windy day, and yes, my hat blew off a couple times. It was a little bit crazy out there. The nature trail was not only scenic, but also included a lot of spots where we could learn about the history of the area, and the cave was a 10 out of 10. And getting to experience this with my nephew definitely made this trip a win. On the drive back, I had a lot of fun talking with my nephew and just trying to find out what he thought about it. And seeing an 8-year-old's perspective is so fun because they just look at everything through a totally different lens. Like, for example, when I asked him, like, what kind of animals do you think that they hunted? And he said things like birds and ducks and reindeer, which I thought was adorable. He would survive by hunting down animals so he would have food, getting jackets from their fur, and he would get wood to build a fire. And I was like, you know what? That's actually really accurate, and I think that's a pretty good answer. I think you could survive as a Native American out here. It was so fun to have you guys come along on our adventure today, so thank you for watching. Thank you for all of my subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed, make sure you click on that button below. It's really fun to share all of my adventures with you guys. I really enjoyed exploring the Lovelock Caves, and if you enjoyed that, you will not want to miss. Next Saturday, we go explore the Berlin Ichthyosaur State Park. It was a ghost town, and there are prehistoric fossils there, so you're not going to want to miss it. But until then, Happy New Year, and I hope you guys have a great start to 2025.